Hi, this is Jen again, and this is two short stories from the subreddit Let's Not Meet. The first one submitted by Ethan Sucks. This happened in late 2013. I had just begun attending a college in southern Arkansas, and I was kind of a loner. I'm a transgender guy, but at the time I was still in the closet, and this identity crisis kept me from making friends for a long time, so I ended up doing a lot of things alone, and usually late at night, because there wouldn't be too many people around. I lived in one of the older dorms on campus, and lots of other students referred to my block as the ghetto. But everyone was pretty chill, and usually took their partying off campus, so I typically didn't feel too threatened if I was out on one of my late-night errands. On the night in question, I had gone out to get something from my car, which I had parked in the back row of the expansive parking lot behind my dorm, meaning it was a good couple of minutes to walk to my car and back again. It was pretty late, but the parking lot was well lit, so I wasn't too worried about being creeped upon. I had gotten what I needed from my car, a sketchbook or textbook, if I recall correctly, and was making my way back to the dorm when I noticed a funny movement under one of the cars. Raccoons are rampant at this school, so I figured it was just a critter, but suddenly this dude in a baggy black hoodie pulled himself out from under this car, and the first thing I saw was the Bowie knife in his hand. I froze and looked at him. He was a tall, lanky white guy, which normally would be the opposite of threatening, but the knife and the look of desperation on this kid's face made me feel otherwise. He started coming for me, and my brain went into full autopilot. Instead of running, I raised the heavy book in my hand over my head, put on my man voice, and bellowed at him, "Fuck off!" And somehow, it worked. He looked at me like he was terrified, then almost busted his ass doing a 180 to run off. I watched as he bolted from the parking lot and hauled ass across the street, and that was it. It was so strange, but I was just glad to get back up to my dorm and get my heart rate back down to normal. A couple of weeks later, a freshman was arrested on campus for holding a girl at knife point and demanding her money, and get this, her underwear. I don't know for sure if it was the same kid, but I suspect that it was. So, almost mugger, let's not meet again. This next story was submitted by D-Town Seattle. This interesting encounter happened to me not too long ago while I was working. I work as an on-demand delivery person on the weekends. The service is kind of like Uber, except we deliver packages instead of give you rides. Anyways, I was sitting in an apartment building parking lot, just waiting for my next delivery to pop up on my smartphone, when I suddenly hear a female scream very loud. I looked around and tried to determine its source. And as I was doing so, I heard a man yelling angrily toward the parking lot, but I couldn't see where he was. I could hear this man screaming profanities and getting louder. Finally, I could see a man running around the other parked cars in my direction. At first, I thought he was chasing after someone, but I didn't see anyone else running by. That is when it hit me. He was ticked off and coming after me. Like I said before, I had been sitting in my car, minding my own business, for about 20 to 30 minutes. I had no idea where the scream came from, or who this man running towards me, with a look of pure hate in his eyes, was. The man reached my passenger side window, which was thankfully rolled up all the way, and yelled out, "What did I tell you?" And I just froze there, looking confused as heck. He then yelled out, "I fucking told you, you little fuck," and then punched the passenger side window with his fist as hard as he could. I knew that if he managed to break the window, his hand would be pretty messed up. He screamed, "If I catch you around here again, I'll cut your fucking throat clear open," at me, and then punched my passenger window even harder. I was still frozen, not really sure what to do. The man simply spit on the window and began to walk away, looking over his shoulder as though he still wanted to kill me. I placed the key in the ignition and began to back out of the parking spot and try to figure out what had just happened to me. To the punch-drunk dude who flies off the handle at random strangers, let's not meet again.